Sci-Fi Fantasy Network. I'm talking to Eugene Simon. You may recognise him as Lancel Lannister from Game of Thrones. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got the job? Were you a fan of the books, or did you just get the audition?
I hadn't read the books until I got the job. I got the job by originally auditioning for Joffrey, and when I first auditioned for him, I went in to do the scene where he's killing the butcher's boy on the beach from season 1. And then when I was brought back in again, they auditioned me for Lancel and for the breastplate stretcher scene, if I remember rightly. And we did that twice, and then after that I got the news that I was going to play Lancel for the foreseeable future, though I had no idea how long that would be.
How do you feel about the way the characters developed over the series?
Really, sort of, I don't know what the right word is, but I guess kind of... honoured is too strong a word. I just feel incredibly happy and relieved to have been to have told someone such a stranger story as Lancel's, really, because when the character first came through to me as Lancel Lannister, I understood him a little bit more to be a member of a kind of household that really takes quite a lot of advantage over anyone who they're able to, and he's certainly one of those people, particularly in the first couple of seasons. He's a very nervous and pedantic kind of boy who really doesn't fully understand what he's getting himself into. So when season 5 came back to me and gave me Lancel, or Brother Lancel, the Sparrow, the Faith Militant, it was one of these very rare opportunities that you get where you've got to completely redraft a character, though ultimately still have it be the same human being. So you have to kind of tell a story within the space of one scene that might suggest what has happened to him over the course of the past few years, and that's why small things that we did, like the prosthetic that we put on Lancel's shoulder, which showed the arrow wound he got at the Battle of Blackwater, the little things like that were very satisfying. To have people be able to reference that and look at this wound and go, oh my god, I forgot, that would have been something that he experienced just before we finished these stories as a Lannister with him. So the whole thing was quite mind-boggling, but very, very enjoyable to do.
So you said you read the books as soon as you got the part.
I did. Yeah. I started reading them slowly as I got the part, yeah. So,
and I get the impression that you really invested in the character. Are you usually a researcher for your characters when you get a part?
No. I mean, I did my research on primarily into the facts relating to the faith. Lancel initially was a character that required research only based on his experiences, whereas when it came to Lancel being a fanatic, having a little bit of knowledge about the religion was kind of satisfying, because it made me feel that I was really in a position to pretend to be as sort of falsely pious as Lancel is, you know. So I learned the 7 gods, Mother, Father, Maiden, Smith, Crone, Warrior, Stranger, where they came from, because it helped. It just psychologically it was a little bit more satisfying to be able to be the character and also know. So yeah, no, a bit of research here and there, sure.
So Game of Thrones isn't your first venture into science fiction and fantasy. You were in the House of Anubis, I believe.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you were quite young when you did that.
I was young. I was 18 when I did House of Anubis. So I started off doing that, and that went on for 3 years. But Game of Thrones filmed alongside that. Oh, so I would jump between filming House of Anubis on one afternoon in Belfast, playing Jerome, and then I would get a flight and go and play Lancel Lannister with my wig on in the very same day. So it was a back and forth situation for quite a while.
So can you tell us a little bit how you got started as an actor? When did you first realise this was what you wanted to do?
There were 2 separate occasions for that. I first started when I was 8. I joined a child's agency because I used to love listening to Roald Dahl poems, as many kids should and do, and I used to recite them to my mother, and so she thought if he could remember a poem in a very, very summarised term, maybe he could remember a script. So she put me through to a child agency, and it was just as fairly simple as that, you know. But then when I was 18, I was bitten, as they say, by the life of an actor, because I did a BBC TV film called My Family and Other Animals, and I played Gerald Durrell in that, and I just love animals. I think there's so much fun that you can have by just more with them than humans, and I just had such a good time and thought this has got to be something that I need to carry on doing.
So what are you working on at the moment?
Well, currently Game of Thrones is what I'm working on, and that'll be released, as everyone now knows, in April. And other than that, no, I've just had a film come out in September called Eden, which has gone down very well, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. And then, but no, you'll definitely you have some stuff to look forward to me seeing, hopefully in the latter end of next year, which I can't talk about right now.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us. It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you very much.